1986, summer in London, England, walking across Waterloo Bridge in the middle afternoon. Sun is warm. After a performance of 2 Tennessee Williams one-act plays at a tiny lunchtime theatre in Covent Garden, I had put the play on at the National Theatre as a platform performance, they called it. I was a frustrated player in one of the big companies in the building, and this opportunity was offered me as my contract was winding down. A friend ran the theatre in Covent Garden and said, "Why don't you bring it on over across the bridge?" If you know London, Catty Corner from the National Theatre is Covent Garden across Waterloo Bridge, beginning at the Lyceum, and diagonally across Covent Garden was the theatre. I'd caused a stir, it had caused a stir, my play at the Nash, but hadn't improved my opportunities there. It was quite radical, and that institution ran about as nimbly as the early dynastic period of Egypt. I had so loved putting these plays on. Wonderful director, 2 different actresses, also wondrous, and one of the best writers of our time in the poetic tradition. Anyway, we had a hit, both sides of the Thames. The reviews were in, and I was walking home to my flat in Camberwell because I had no bus fare. I floated home. I was 29, blissfully happy, and my work had done what it was meant to do. The roles were attached to a barely conscious archetype within, and I had reached in, touched his shoulder, grabbed him and yanked him out, brung him to the surface and roared him for several weeks daily. Then he would be gone or put away to be brought out another day in another version. There are lots of definitions of what I do, acting, and this is mine every time. When I am hired to do a role, it is a struggle because usually to fulfill this quest, but over the years, indulged by directors, some more, some less, I have an unbroken streak. This is the luckiest of lives, trust me. Strangely, not always, but usually the more money I am paid, the harder it is to connect to this ritual. Now at 70, I can control the rhythms, get there almost immediately, so I can let a director know, poor dear, before the hurricane begins. Mistakes are therefore fewer. And if I audition and am refused, the reasons are clear, upfront, and unhurtful. They didn't want what I had to say and went on to other actors and what they had to say, I hope. It's a narrow prism to work through, but its rewards, therefore, of sensation and spirit are massive. And when I don't work, I always do, but not working with or for another or others, money seems to dwindle, become an issue. Not really, though. The need of money for the do-re-mis doesn't change at all, but when I'm at it, the issue disappears. I'm in a flow, in a fast-running river. Food is available, rent is made, somehow. In England in 1986, I lived in a council flat in Camberwell. In England in 1986, before you know who, rent was very cheap. And if I signed on, when I signed on as unemployed, I paid no rent. What? Yes. So when the media insists that Mamdani is a socialist mayor in a city built on capitalism for the first time in the world ever, they are enhancing their well-known reputation as morons. Google London, Paris, Copenhagen, idiots. I drift. My point is simple and seminal. When I am not doing what I want, what feeds my soul, to borrow a ghastly cliche, I think about money and its absence, even when I have it. There was a time I did, 2000, I did a big movie and I made more money than I'd ever thought of. And I was desperate to go on unemployment when the film ended so I wouldn't diminish my nest egg. Rich people know all about that. I think there is often some universe bending that I do here to ensure that I have enough to live on and work relentlessly on my deep dives in Henry V or Diary of a Madman, etc., ad infinitum. Ask me anything. Macbeth, Hamlet, the Bacchae, the Iliad. Julius Caesar, I have thoughts, I had obsessions, I made performances, I have thoughts, it is what I do. Now, what do the rest do? Most of the rest, what do you do? What is your balance and your reward? Are you freed by your work of the need? Do you ever say, I don't care what you pay me, I need to work on this? Like the Cypriot cobbler in 1973 in Stamford Hill, who fixed my then 50-year-old Acme cowboy boots inherited from a girlfriend's grandmother from Tennessee. I don't care what you pay me to work to restore these boots. Very seriously, he said it as if he said, I make this shield for Achilles. You think I am mad, romantic, maybe, neither, while you watch people around you crumple in meaninglessness and fear and drug addiction, madly coveting their meaningless lipsticks or Spanish boots that won't last a month, but the brand can be seen and admired. This season, the Democrats are all at Twitter about the working classes. Appeal to them. Find out what they want. Have conversations with them. Get their trust back, and we'll be presidents forever. It is like ghosts canvassing the living. You shouldn't need to ask. They are just like you, only stronger. Your candidates don't lose because they are women or black. Hillary won. Barack won. They lose because they are nothingness. You have closets of meaningless boots and credentials. Walk home because you cannot afford the bus, but don't imagine you are paying dues and better days are waiting, and boys, they ain't far off. This is the best work you've ever done. This is the best walk you have made to date. And it is its own reward. You stack them up. There was a big protest recently called the No Kings, in a society that values kings above all else, that fawns, grovels, pays tribute, and drools over the worthlessly wealthy. Billionaires sit like obese dragons, guarding their hoards, belching gassy political opinions, and we grind our teeth against them while wishing to be them. Oh my God, what did Bill Gates say about the environment, and what is his wife wearing? To be nothing more than ceremony. I'd laugh at them, but culture has validated them to the point that they actually believe they are worth the hoard of garbage they sit on. There were lots of titters at Trump's Gatsby banquet in Mar-a-Lago. What were the Kennedy banquets like? There was no classy Gilded Age. Nothing that glitters is real gold. You don't make and have never made anything but accolades. You are bristling with credentials that mean little if they weren't fun achieving. You might climb a hill to climb it or to rescue a sheep. They're not the same thing. One thing you make behind closed doors in silence might set you free. It will change your vote. Zoran won because he's strong and he's brilliant. It does take two, though. Will he succeed? Will success be attributed to him in a few years? He will try. His success is up to you, though. At best, he is the cobbler. Are you authentic enough for him to enjoy working with? Can you work with? Or do you work